They are a glimpse into the future, or a throwback to the past. They can breathe fire, dive underwater, or just go really fast.
Kind of like putting a V8 in a go-kart.
They are strange machines built to pose two important questions. What is it? And how do I get one?
The easiest description for it is actually that it's kind of like Batman's tool belt.
Join us in discovering today's off-kilter, on the fringe, and out-of-this-world mechanical creations, and the mad inventors behind them.
Get ready for weird machines on Modern Marvels.
What constitutes a weird machine? Is it the shell of the device, or the function underneath? Steampunk is a subgenre that believes it must be both, fusing sculptural design with mechanical engineering. From light fixtures and small hot engines, to cars and even provocative gas masks, steampunk brings history, art form, and moving parts, all into one weird piece. The term steam is used to pay homage to the look and mechanics of the steam engine during the Victorian era of the 1800s, a time known as the Age of Invention. While punk symbolizes the lone wolf do-it-yourself engineer.
The importance of the Victorian era to steampunks is that the Victorian era had all of the famous scientists and inventors. They were creating everything from gramophones to locomotive engines to the electric light bulb.
Today's steampunks utilize oil, propane gas, and even the heat of candles to fuel their machines. Much of the metal is conditioned to appear aged, as if it came right out of Thomas Edison's workshop. Artist and engineer John Seragardi has found his niche in the steampunk world. At his Oakland, California-based company, Form and Reform, he specializes in the ultimate punk machine, the art car.
These are weird machines. These are not things you would see in the shopping mall or driving down the street on your way to work.
His largest piece is the Golden Mean, or to onlookers, the snail car.
This is the Golden Mean. It's a giant iron snail car made on a 1966-67 VW Bug. This was a honeydew project from my wife who wanted a giant snail.
Built to California Department of Motor Vehicle standard, the Golden Mean is street legal with a top speed of 55 miles an hour. Oh, and one more thing. It breathes fire. Starting with just the chassis and engine of the VW Bug, Seragardi built the snail's frame and custom designs. To gain the look and feel of a true steampunk aesthetic, he went back to a traditional form of metalworking.
I incorporate a lot of blacksmithing into the work that I do. I like the organic feel that it gives, a hand-touched. You can tell that it's not just come out of the processing machine. It gives my work an edge. It's not just fabricated. There's also some really great handwork in it.
In total, Seragardi added over 2,000 pounds of new sheet metal and steel to the existing chassis. The snail car was outfitted with an air ride system. A flip of a switch will raise or lower the car to adjust to the number of passengers.
Depending on how many people I have in here, I've had up to 19 people. I can turn up to 120 PSI and still maintain suspension.
And about those flame-throwing eyes.
Fire. One of the big features of the snail art car is fire coming out of its eye stalks. We have a liquid fuel propane source. This fuel is boiled off at room temperature and converted to gas, which we're storing inside of here. I have a valve that I can control that gas when it comes out. By pulling on that, it releases gas out the top. I have a separate system that's feeding the pilot light that's up here, a needle valve to control how much gas I want out of that.
The tank is housed in the neck of the snail, with leather reins attached to the gas valve.
Pull on these, we got fireballs.
This rig launches fireballs up to 16 feet in the air. a steampunk's visceral ode to the legendary machines of yore. Each year, art cars such as the Golden Mean make a pilgrimage to the vast open roads of Burning Man. Nestled in northern Nevada, the 10-day retreat unfolds within the Black Rock Desert's 400 square miles of arid, hardened earth. The Burning Man project has become a mecca for the weird and creative, allowing for tens of thousands of people to showcase their strange toys and machines. Every August, artists arrive with their latest performance vehicles, weird cars, and art installations. The enormous desert backdrop serves as the ultimate arena to celebrate these gargantuan machines. And when the sun goes down, another weird machine emerges to captivate the Burning Man audience. California-based performance group Omega Recoil has plugged into the high-voltage converter known as the Tesla coil. Born from the genius mind of Nikola Tesla in the late 1800s, this electrical oddity still baffles its audiences over 100 years after it was invented. The device acts as a transformer, using magnetically resonating coils. As energy is transferred from the primary to secondary coil, the voltage is multiplied, causing extremely high voltage bursts of electricity to emit from the discharge ring. John Behrens of Omega Recoil helped build a mini Tesla coil to better demonstrate how it works and to study the behavior of electricity.
In essence, we're simulating lightning by using the Tesla coil to create a high enough voltage that it will jump through the air. The effect of the arc that we see is electrons trying to find their way to ground. And in the process of that, ionizing the atmosphere and creating little arc trails.
The coil's potential can be best demonstrated using a simple fluorescent tube.
Usually you have to have this connected to an electrical circuit. The coil itself creates a field. That just causes it to light by the proximity of it.
With this weird machine, Tesla believed he could wirelessly transmit power globally, using the Earth as the conductor. Though this plan was never fully realized, the coil did lead to wireless radio technology. And today, it lives on in a brilliant spectacle of light. Behrens and the Omega Recoil team bring theatrics to Tesla's invention, using 9-foot coils, producing 14-foot arcs that range anywhere between 500,000 and 1 million volts of electricity.
How does the guy end up in this situation?
A performer wears a Faraday suit, which is made of steel and copper. This conductive shield allows for the electricity to skate across the top of the metal as it heads to ground, leaving the performer unscathed. Anything that is not metal, or a poor conductor of electricity, will burn or catch fire as the current passes through it. The result? A symphony of electricity, and a fitting tribute to a man's dream of illuminating the world. Coming up, the light show continues with a machine that produces a vortex of fire tall enough to blow the roof off of its inventor's workshop.
But ideally, the neighbors don't call the fire department.
Next, on Modern Marvels,